welcome to HCC MovieMakers Academy Movie Reviews. I'm Trey, Dixon.
I'm Vincent, Briseno.
I'm Fabian, Brims, and we just saw
Black Mass. Black Mass is the film chronicling the unholy alliance between the FBI and the infamous Boston mobster James Whitey Bulger. It stars Johnny Depp, Dakota Johnson, Corey Stoll, Joel Edgerton, and a slew of other well-known actors. It's directed by Scott Cooper, who did Out of the Furnace and Crazy Heart. And it features the best performance that Johnny Depp has given in a long time. What do you guys think?
Finally, he's off the pirate thing.
I'm happy.
Yes,
he's
thanks
actually
so much.
Caring. It actually seems like he cares what he's doing.
So I think in this movie there are two things which are completely outstanding. One of the thing is like the makeup and the art direction, and the other thing is the acting itself. Blew me away.
Before we can get into the nuances of the performances, I do have to say, are we ever going to see another movie where Johnny Depp doesn't have makeup? Are we ever going to see one of those movies where he just looks like a normal guy? Because I want to see another Finding Neverland.
At least this time he didn't have dreadlocks.
No, at least he didn't have dreadlocks or a crow on his head with ridiculous face paint. But yeah, he's very good, and the movie that he and his actors populate are fairly okay, I think. I mean, it's an okay movie. I feel like it sort of treads familiar ground in a way. Like Goodfellas and The Departed.
It certainly doesn't reinvent the wheel, but at the same time does a really good job portraying the actors.
Yeah, I'll let you finish.
And also like even though it was based on real events and real people, like they still made it work to have like intense moments, and we're not like slaves to the story.
That's not an easy trick to pull off,
Exactly.
and they did manage to make it engaging for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. I was especially surprised with how well Johnny Depp carried the performance. Like the makeup just changed him completely. When I saw this movie, I didn't picture that. I didn't say that's Johnny Depp playing.
Yeah.
You know, it was a completely different character, and I really liked that. Especially with just the accents, they were so like authentic. They sounded so good.
Can we talk about Benedict Cumberbatch for just 1 second?
Just 1
Yes,
second.
yeah.
Okay, Benedict Cumberbatch pulls off a flawless Boston accent.
Is it flawless?
It is a flawless Boston accent.
It's really good.
Everyone in this movie
Yeah.
does an amazing job.
He's so like British, and he has such a different kind of. If you've seen like other things that he's done, it's so different from his normal speaking voice.
But sorry to interrupt you guys. For me, the biggest surprise was though Joel Edgerton. Like I just saw him a couple of weeks ago in The Gift.
Yeah, The
and
Gift.
I wouldn't have recognized him if I wouldn't have known it's him. Like he looks completely different. He talks completely different. He moves completely different. He's completely in a different role, and it was so amazing to watch.
He does a really great job at making you hate him.
That too. I mean,
like Johnny Depp is not the most loathsome character in this movie.
Yeah.
there are not many nice guys anyways in that movie. Like, and not at all.
Which kind of brings me to a criticism that not only I have to a mild extent, but I've also heard from several people. There isn't that much of an emotional investment with this movie, and you can't really latch on to many of the characters because all of them are so despicable. And you kind of need that one main protagonist who stands up for good that's sort of chasing after these guys to sort of level things out. A stronger movie could have detestable characters where you're actually emotionally invested. Pulp Fiction is a fine example of this. Yeah. Or to another extent, Scorsese's Goodfellas, or even Wolf of Wall Street.
I think the closest characters that came to that were like the helpers of Whitey Bulger, which were like interrogated by the police, which was like the narration of the at least beginning of the movie. Yeah, these were like the closest to like make you like feel for them a little bit.
You get really close to the characters that are
like
portrayed.
Tragic figures in some way.
Yeah, kind of. They make you. They do this trick where you sort of see. They've caught everybody, and then they're just interviewing them, and you see how they're reflecting upon the events that have transpired. And you feel bad for them in a weird way.
I did feel a little invested in Edgerton's character, Joel Edgerton's character. He did kind of. He came off as kind of like a kind of sleazy, sly. Like he knew what was going on and he let it happen. So you can't feel too bad for him.
He has a bit of an arc because he starts off. He sees that he can use this relationship with Whitey Bulger to his advantage, and then over the course of the movie, he sort of becomes this bad person.
I mean, he just has the opinion or the idea that he can control him, only to realize in the end it was exactly the other way.
Yeah, you can't control James Whitey Bulger. So yeah, I think it's an okay movie. I think it's fine. I'm not gonna probably see it ever again, but I would recommend it wholeheartedly because it's actually got Johnny Depp actually caring and not just showing up for a paycheck.
Absolutely. And also, I'm a big sucker when it comes to, like for example, Mad Men. It's like really authentic atmosphere, and like I think they really caught. I mean, without me ever being there, but that's how I imagine it was like in the 70s, 80s in Boston, and with how the gangsters worked together, and how like even like the old people were like anti-police and all that stuff. Like it was like a kind of a parallel society there in Boston with the Irish people. They were like living among themselves, and
there is some decent world building.
I think
they did capture that very well within the characters, how they interacted within the culture or the location, like, with the other gangs and with the kind of situation they were dealing with, and then I think they captured that pretty well.
The world that they created feels lived in.
Yes, correct. Yeah, authentic.
But while the atmosphere that's manufactured in the movie does feel very lived in at times, I also feel like there's a lot to this movie that got left on the cutting room floor. I was talking about how this movie could have benefited from like a main straight and narrow protagonist, and I feel like we would have gotten more of that from Corey Stoll's character, but it just got left on the cutting room floor. And there's been a lot written about how Sienna Miller was originally in the film, and then she got left on the cutting room floor.
I think the first cut was around 3 hours or something,
yeah.
so they lost a lot of
it did feel like there was a little bit missing from it.
I know that like, Dakota Johnson got top billing for it, and she's in like 2 scenes. So I feel like there was a lot that got cut out, and
she was Joel Edgerton's wife, right?
No, she was Bulger's wife.
Bulger's wife.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, from 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
That's the only character that I didn't feel invested in at all.
Yeah.
I felt like her performance was
poor Dakota Johnson. Unfortunately, she will be remembered for 50 Shades, but with this movie, she demonstrates that she's capable of better than E.L. James garbage.
But I mean, it can't get worse than that, so.
No. No one can get worse than that. So I think we would all kind of recommend this movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Especially
enjoyed
if you like gangster movies or like even like true crime stuff, like that's definitely your plot there.
There are better films out there, but it does do the job and it does it fairly well. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10.
I go a little bit above that and give it an 8, just for being very legit and still not like a little boring like many other movies which are based on real events or even messed with the events. Like they kept to the story through the real persons, but still like made an exciting movies. So I like that.
I enjoyed this movie. I'd probably give it a 6.5. The performances were great, but they felt like something a little bit was missing.
Well, that's our review of Black Mass. Give it a look if it's in your local movie theater. Thank you for watching HCC MovieMakers Academy movie reviews. We're brought to you by the Houston Community College MovieMakers Academy. Thank you for watching HCC MovieMakers Academy movie reviews. We're brought to you by the Houston Community College Filmmaking Program and HCC TV. Visit us online at www.hccs.edu and enroll yourself in the art of filmmaking. Check out our YouTube channel and subscribe if you would like to see more reviews just like this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Thank you.